What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. Just wanted to do a quick review of the Steelcraft HD bumper for my Chevy Silverado Trail Boss 2021. So, as you can see, this is not the stock Silverado bumper. This is a heavy-duty steel bumper made by Steelcraft. And so far, I think it's great. I haven't really been able to test it in any way. I haven't rammed into anything with it, but I think it looks great and it performs a very important function, and that's to protect my front end from wildlife and different obstacles on the trail. And also, this is my bug out truck. So if I did have to bug out and I had to get through some obstacles, whether it's a fence or other vehicles that are broken down on the side of the road blocking the roadway, then I could ram them out of the way with this bumper here. So I live in north central Pennsylvania, and there's a lot of elk here and also a lot of bear and obviously deer as well. I actually hit a deer with my car few months ago and it did a lot of damage. And so with elk and bear, that's even worse. I mean, that would just totally total the front end of any truck if you hit a 800-pound or 1,000-pound elk or 400 or 500-pound black bear. And it happens a lot, actually. People hit bears with their vehicles here in Pennsylvania because the population is so dense. So I wanted to protect my truck, my investment, and I invested in this Steelcraft bumper. I got it for only 1,300 bucks, which is cheaper than the competition, but I think it's actually better than the competition. I was looking at the Weston Bandit bumper, and I was looking at this one. The Weston Bandit bumper is $600 more. And there's a couple of things on this bumper that I think make it better than the Weston Bandit bumper. Number one is on the bottom here. There's this really thick pipe. As you can see, I have big hands. I don't know what diameter this pipe is, but it's probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 inch diameter pipe. And it goes across the whole bottom here. And what's nice about this bumper is you can retain your factory tow hooks. And it has a 2-inch receiver here, so you can attach whatever you want. I'm going to use this for my winch, but you can also attach whatever tow stuff here. You can attach, shackle mounts and different things like that. But I really like this part right here, this like 1.5-inch tubing in the middle that kind of reinforces this like grill. So, and it's all welded. As you can see, the welds down here and here, everything is welded. So you got this nice like H in the middle there to reinforce it. So when you do hit something, it'll prevent this whole grill from getting buckled in. And what I like about this one compared to the Weston bumper is that it seems to ride a little bit closer to the grill here. And for me, that's important because this is an off-road truck and I didn't want this bumper to stick out too much forward because that would reduce my approach angle. And an extra benefit to this bumper is that it made a lot more clearance over here. So if I wanted to go even bigger than these 34s, these are 34 by 12s, Nitto Trail Grapplers on 18s. I could at some point in the future. The only issue I would run into is back here. It's a little bit tighter back there, but I mean, you could easily fit like 40s on this thing now with the clearance there. Look at that clearance. I mean, you got like, man, 7-8 inches of clearance there, but I think it looks really cool. Not only does it protect your front end, but it looks great. Gives the truck a more aggressive look, and you get a little bit more clearance, as you can see, like right there. Get a little bit more clearance. Also protects the headlights here. So if I hit an animal or something, my headlights won't get crunched in. So I think it's a great bumper. Seems to be very well made. I didn't install it myself. I had to drop it off at an off-road shop for them to install, simply because you need 2 people to install this thing. It's pretty heavy. I would say it's probably about 300 pounds. So to install it, you need to lift it up either with a hoist or with blocks, and you need help. Somebody's got to help position the bumper, and then you got to bolt it in to the frame. It bolts onto the frame, so it's very solidly mounted. Now, one thing about this bumper is it does come with cutouts for fog lights, and I do have some aftermarket fog lights there. Those are Diode Dynamics fog lights. The only thing is the cutout for the fog light is actually like upside down versus the way the fog lights are cut out on the factory bumper. So if you're going to be using your factory fog lights with this bumper, you're going to have to turn your factory fog light upside down for it to work. And if you're going to use aftermarket fog lights, you may run into some issues with the mounts, because I got this Diode Dynamics mount that's supposed to work with the factory bumper, and because the cutout here is different, it's upside down, forcing you to turn the light upside down, this mount didn't really work too well. So I had to get creative, and I had to use like plastic spacers on the back of the mount to get it to work, because if I just mounted it normally, the fog light was angled too low. So I had to use like spacers to angle it up basically. But if any of you guys are interested in learning more about how I did that, just send me an email and I'll explain to you if you're interested in mounting fog lights on this bumper. But I think it looks great and it serves a purpose. It protects the front end. Let me just show you guys how thick these pipes are here. Steel tubing. This is all steel tubing. Pretty thick, as you can see. I don't know, maybe 1.5 inches here. I think up front it's probably about 2 inches. Okay, I have big hands once again. It's probably about 2 inches here. And then that big pipe on the bottom there is probably like 3 inches or so. But yeah, I love this bumper. I think it's great, and I think it's mandatory for any off-road vehicle, any SHTF vehicle. You got to have front end protection for various reasons, to protect from wildlife, trail obstacles, and if you're bugging out, you may have to go through some fencing or some vehicles that are broken down on the side of the road, and this bumper will let you ram through anything basically. And even if, let's say, it's SHTF and somebody's, trying to run you off the side of the road, with this bumper, you can basically use your truck to do a pit maneuver on someone. If somebody's trying to ram your vehicle or chase you on the highway or whatever it is, you can safely use this vehicle now to do a pit maneuver or to ram them out of your way. But I know a lot of you guys probably are not preppers, since this is a truck video, but this is a prepping channel, so figured I'd mention that for the preppers watching. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Steelcraft HD bumper. I think it looks great. And find a good quality off-road mechanic in your area to install this. It'll save you a lot of hassle, and it'll be done the right way. My off-road mechanic, he's known locally, very reliable, very reputable. He did this in just a few hours. So that's pretty much it, guys. Just wanted to review the Steelcraft HD bumper for my Chevy Silverado Trail Boss 2021. I think it looks great. Hope you guys pick one up if you have a Silverado. I think it's going to make your Silverado look cool. As you can see, I think it looks great, and it'll definitely serve a purpose, especially if you live in a rural area. And in the city, actually, this has a purpose too. This could protect your front end from somebody backing into you if they're parallel parking, and they're trying to squeeze in and, they smash into your grill. This thing will damage their vehicle before it damages yours. They'll just back right into that steel bumper and crunch in their cheap plastic or fiberglass, whatever bumper they have on their Prius or whatever. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to be doing more videos with this truck. To see all my truck content, check out my truck playlist. I'll leave a link in the top right corner. And until next time, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps. Prepare, practice, and persevere.